Welcome to Slightly Amusing. My name is Ryan. I am joined tonight by the illustrious Cody.
Hello.
I regret everything.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Just a few announcements. This podcast is on YouTube and Spotify. If you want to find it on YouTube, you can find it under my YouTube channel, RJFoxtrot. If you want to find it on Spotify, just go ahead and search Slightly Amusing. Hopefully it's the first one to come up. I don't know. Algorithms are weird. Along with that, I also stream on Twitch, as does Cody. He uses the username Buglies. And what is your schedule, sir?
I stream on Tuesdays and Fridays at 7:15.
Kind of to think about it there for a second.
I did. I was off on another thought. This coming Saturday, the 19th, is my birthday. And it's going to be a big old day. We're going to do a very long stream starting at 5 p.m. that Saturday. And also, you're going to want to stay tuned to the YouTube channel because we're going to be uploading a new video there. But there's some fun announcements coming, so keep secrets. It's going to be a big day. Big day. 25, you got to make it big.
Yep. So he beat me to it. He also has a YouTube channel where he does gaming videos. He uploads every Saturday, right?
Yes.
All right, every Saturday. So be sure to go check him out. He's pretty okay, I would say.
Yeah. That's being a little generous, I'll be honest.
You know, he's slightly amusing.
I see what you did there.
That's the worst joke of the night, I promise. But I think that's all we had to announce, I would say. Cody, how was your day?
It was good. I have a comment real quick on your intro title for me. You always call me illustrious, and I'll be honest, I'm not good with big words, so I know we're, 4-5 episodes in at this point. I looked it up. It's well known, respected, and admired for past achievements. What have I done to deserve that title, Ryan?
You're illustrious to me, Cody.
Fair enough. What'd you ask my day?
How was your day, Cody?
It was good. I just wrapped up a photo shoot downtown with my buddy Zach, Allen Project on Instagram, and we were walking Riverwalk, and a train came by, and it was really loud. And then I walked out on the train tracks. Obviously not when the train was coming, but
We found out that is a felony. Cody is now a criminal.
I've always been a criminal. Been running from the law all my life.
And that's what makes you illustrious to everyone else now.
Yeah.
I also had a photo shoot today, although mine was way early this morning. So I got up at 5, and I caught the sunrise off of an island. I won't say which island it is, but off of an island that has a pier.
It was a nice picture, though. I saw that. I meant to ask you if you got that this morning.
I did get that this morning.
That's pretty cool.
I just shot it on my iPhone, just spur of the moment, and the lens flare was really impressive on it.
Nice.
RJF Digital, if you want to go check that out on Instagram, pictures there. I brought my actual camera, and I took a bunch of sunrise photos of the pier and the beach, and it was a good time. It was cold. Yeah. And I know we live in Florida, but my lord, that was cold. It was upper 40s, but it wasn't even the temperature, it was the wind. The wind was brutal this morning, and I was definitely feeling it out on that pier.
This is the time where Florida weather sucks, because it's normally Florida's really hot, which, if you're into that, I mean, knock yourself out, but during this time of year, like January, February time, the day starts off really cold, and then gets pretty warm, and there's like a 30-degree temperature fluctuation between there. And working in construction and being outside, that sucks, because I have a bunch of layers on, and I just have to slowly be shedding them out throughout the day. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I believe it. And then after that, I went home and watched the U.S. men's hockey team beat China 8-0.
Nice.
So that was an interesting game. On that note, there's something that Cody did today that he didn't do yesterday, that he is now ashamed that he didn't do yesterday. And that was watch the Nintendo Direct that came out yesterday, which I did watch yesterday.
It's kind of funny because I'd probably say out of all of us in the friend group, I am the Nintendo guy. Maybe
You are the Nintendo guy. There is no
okay.
denying that.
Okay, but yeah, typically I'm pretty up on the news of what's going on. And when Ryan messaged me earlier, he'd be like, "Did you see the Nintendo Direct yesterday?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" I have had like no free time to myself lately. I've been just grinding on the YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, as soon as you messaged me, I was in utter disbelief.
Dude, I was too. Can I truly call myself a Nintendo fan now?
I don't know. To be fair, though, I didn't know about this until yesterday. I saw a random post on it on Facebook.
Yeah, they are pretty bad about just kind of doing it. But typically, like, I'm following gaming content that, like, is talking about the rumors of when things are happening and the murmurings behind closed doors, but...
I did hear a rumor last week about there being a Nintendo Direct this week, but it was very vague, and it just sort of went in one ear and out the other until yesterday when I saw, oh, there actually was a Nintendo Direct today. And I thought about talking to you about it yesterday, but then I thought, I feel like this would be a better podcast thing.
Oh, hell
I'm sure
yeah,
he has some thoughts about it, as I do.
Oh, yeah.
I would say as far as Directs go, for me personally, I enjoyed this one more than other ones. It had more games that I would say is my style.
When I was watching it, I was just writing down the various titles that I thought were interesting, and I have 9 of them on my phone, and I'm like, this was a pretty wild one. And some of them, like, I wrote in all caps with exclamation points to emphasize, like, how much I was excited, and towards the end, it gets very big letters.
Yeah. So I didn't put down everything that was in the Direct, because there was quite a bit. I put down the majority of stuff, more so just to kind of announce it for anyone who didn't know that there was a Nintendo Direct the other day. So I guess we'll jump into that. I guess Nintendo's big news, or what they ended with, was Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I have no personal affiliation with. I don't know why affiliation. I've never played Xenoblade, so I don't feel one way or the other on that one. I know since they saved that one for last, it was their big game that they were announcing. And it looks interesting. I have the first Xenoblade. I just haven't played it yet. I really need to get around to playing it.
Do you have it on Wii, or did you get the Switch remake?
It's Switch.
Okay.
So I can play it whenever. I just haven't. I've had so many other things come up. At some point I probably should.
I had a boss that I used to work for, and he would constantly, like, this was before the Switch port, he was constantly nagging on me to go pick up the 3DS version and play through it because it was his favorite game of all time. I still mean to get around to it, I just haven't. No real excuse there, I just haven't.
I have another friend who is also a major fan of Xenoblade, and it was really him that kind of like motivated me to buy it, because I saw it at GameStop one day on sale. I was like, okay, my friend said it's one of his favorite games, so I'll pick it up. Still haven't played it, and that was like over a year ago. I feel bad. I'm sure if my friend sees this, he'll be very upset with me.
I mean, I did the same thing with you on Black Friday. I picked up 3 Houses and still haven't touched it.
You have, and I still haven't forgiven you for it.
Dude, I don't know what... I still haven't touched Arceus in like the last 2 weeks. I haven't had... Other than like when we were recording golf the other night, I really haven't had any time to game. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, life comes at you fast.
It does, bro.
But speaking of Fire Emblem, another announcement, which I was excited for, was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which is currently set for release on June 24th. It didn't really... The trailer didn't really say too much. The only big hint that we got is that characters from 3 Houses are in 3 Hopes.
Well, they said it was in the same universe, just telling a different story. So
yeah. But it is
cool.
some of the same characters. I immediately recognized them as soon as the trailer hit. I was like, no way! That was really cool.
Did you think it was going to be another mainstay Fire Emblem, or did you know it was going to be the Warriors one when they popped up?
I had no idea. I know that I think 2 weeks ago when we did our rumors, there was a rumor about a Fire Emblem game, and we had talked about how they usually release a lot of them because they're pretty easy to make. So it's nice to see that validation come through with rumors that you've reported on. It's like, yeah, it's kind of right about something. But I'm excited for that one. Like I said, it comes out June 24th. I don't know if I'll get it right away because I'm usually not someone that buys a game right away. Usually I like to wait and see if it's any good because video games are expensive.
Yeah.
So I treat them as investments.
I know you buy them digitally, but if you buy them physically at Walmart, they're $50 day one.
That's still $50.
I know, but it's better than 60.
I know.
So there's Cody's pro tip on saving money on games. Buy them physically at Walmart. I don't know why they're lower on price there, but they've got a valued customer from me until they change that.
Well, I mean, at Walmart, all prices are pretty much cheaper.
Yeah.
That's kind of like their business model.
It didn't used to be that way with games until like 2 years ago.
Well, that's still their business model.
Yeah, and it
works. Try to drop prices where you can.
But for the last 2 or 3 years, you've caught me, or you haven't caught me, but on launch day for games that I want, I just run straight to the Walmart after work and pick it up. I did that for Arceus. I did that for Animal Crossing, for probably a good handful of the last few games that I've... Oh, the Mario 3D collection.
I remember you, during our friend's bachelor party, going to get Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Did you get that from a Walmart?
Yeah.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
On my friend's bachelor party?
Yeah. I took, since me and Cam were in a separate car from everyone else, we went, because we did have some stuff we needed to get from Walmart. So it wasn't just a me trip. But, yeah, for sure, I'm like, hey, we need to go to Walmart today. Pokemon Diamond, or Brilliant Diamond just launched, and I'm fucking buying it right now. That was
unbelievable. I'm just giving you shit.
Look, when you want to play something that bad, I was so hyped for that game, and I still haven't beat it.
I haven't either.
If that shows you how little time I've had, I was between the 7th and 8th gym. So I'm so close. I'm so close.
Oh wow, I'm actually ahead of you.
Oh yeah, you said
I'm past.
Did you finish
I'm
it?
past all the. No, I haven't beaten it. I'm past all the gym leaders. Working my way to the Elite Four, which is an insane amount of grinding. I'm actually kind of glad Arceus came out because that was a nice, needed, I guess, getaway from Diamond, because I would have just been grinding in that game for who knows how many hours.
Arceus is a different kind of grind. It's the catching grind, which is still a fun kind of grind. I enjoy it. I just need to put more time in it.
Next game we got is Mario Strikers Battle League. This will be releasing on June 10th. It's the next entry in the Mario Strikers series, which is Mario Soccer, basically. I've never played Mario Strikers. I believe this is the first iteration coming to the Switch, or at least the first mainstay coming to the Switch.
I think the last time they actually had a Strikers was on the Wii. They didn't have anything for the Wii U.
Oh, really?
So its return
it's been
is
a
pretty
while.
big. Yeah.
The way I kind of figure in a Nintendo Direct, any Mario release is going to be a big deal. I mean, that's their flagship franchise.
I follow a couple different gaming podcasts, and I've been hearing people begging for... like you, I haven't played the Striker games, but I've heard people who have played them have nothing but praise for it and have been begging for a new one for years.
Really?
So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, this is another one where I will definitely be keeping an eye out for the reviews and seeing how people like it, and I might pick it up, because I'm a fan of sports games, and I would love to have a sports game on the Switch that's not Madden, 2K, FIFA, any of like the traditional sports games that I loathe.
I might try it out. I don't know. It's always looked interesting, just the very offensive style of soccer playing they have. It's always seemed
all
fun.
like the special moves or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, I mean, this is a small one, but I thought it was just kind of fascinating. Metroid Dread, which I have not played, and I don't think you've played either, Cody. Mm-hmm. It's coming out with a Dread mode. It's a free update where It's literally one hit kill. So you go through the entire game. If you get hit once, it's game over.
That does sound dreadful. I'll pass.
I will pass as well. That freaks me out personally. I thought it was a fascinating thing. I'm fascinated by people that would actually do that and enjoy doing that.
I first off, I'm not really a huge fan of the Metroidvania style of games. And secondly, I don't find pleasure in utter trials of games. Like, I've tried a part of a Dark Souls game that my friend had on his computer, and I did it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, bro, I can't stand this, because you have to like know everything and time your moves perfectly and everything. I'm like, I play games for fun. This is tedious.
Yeah, I found it very interesting. I can't remember who did it. I think it might have been GameStop. Or GameSpot. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I know some publication last year put out their top 10 or their top games of all time. I think number 1 was Dark Souls, like the original Dark Souls, which was surprising.
People who love it really love it. It's
well, I guess
crazy.
what it is like you get this incredible high once you actually beat it, because you put so much time and energy into it, which I understand, because I used to play football, and that was definitely an experience that happened in that. I don't know how I feel about that, like spending my free time just whittling away at a game that is incredibly challenging. So I will not personally be subscribing to this dread mode. Although I will say I wouldn't mind checking out highlights on YouTube of someone who does, just to see their mindset going into it. I mean, just imagine you get to the final boss in Metroid Dread. You get hit once and you're done. You have to start all the way at the beginning. I don't know how long the game is, but that sounds like legitimate torture.
Yeah, I would pass on that. If I had the game, I would totally do it for a video, because that'd be hilarious, raging and all that stuff. But
well, yeah, I mean, it'd be hilarious for like a 10-minute video, but
yeah,
I'm sure after the 10-minute video is over, you'd probably stop.
I'd honestly, if I did play that, I'd probably have no desire to touch the game afterward.
I don't blame you. After that, I'm gonna kind of run through a bunch of remasters that are coming to the Switch, because there are a lot of them this time around. So we have No Man's Sky, which is coming in the summer.
Yeah, that's one of the games that I saw and was actually really intrigued by, because I know its history with how crappy its development started off, but apparently it's gotten into a really good game. I might actually check it out on the Switch. I've been meaning to try it out. And I'm just also curious how it would actually run, because I believe it has multiplayer and stuff. It's a massive procedurally generated world. So I'm just curious what that experience would be on the Switch.
So I have not played No Man's Sky. Like you, I'm aware of its history and its lawsuit.
Was there a lawsuit attached to it?
It got sued. I guess I can't remember if it was a class action lawsuit or if it was like individuals that sued them, but basically they claim that they lied about in the marketing of the game, that because it didn't
they straight up did. When the game first came out, they straight up did lie about it.
Yeah, so that was what the lawsuit was about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what resulted in that. Point being, they've definitely revamped it. I have a friend who plays it and he loves it. I know it's at least at one point it was on Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it's still there or not, and if it is, I might check it out on there. I'm not gonna get it on Switch personally. It's not the kind of game I really want on Switch, especially since I already have it on Game Pass.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. I don't have Game Pass, so
I recommend it. It's pretty good. But No Man's Sky is coming in the summer. Star Wars The Force Unleashed is coming April 20th, which I have played. I played the original version on PS3.
Yeah, that's another one I got really excited seeing. I'm like, oh, I fucking loved that game when it launched, and I probably am going to end up replaying it on Switch at some point.
I'm not sure if I will. I think the only reason is I think it's on other platforms already that are already.
I mean, if I wanted
accessible.
to, I could literally grab my PS2. Or was it PS2 or PS3? I have it somewhere.
I played it on PS3.
Okay, then it was on PS3. I could grab my PS3 and play it right now if I wanted to, but I like my Switch.
I don't know. I'd rather just get it on my computer because I like playing games on computer more than Switch, unless it's multiplayer type stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
And also generally speaking, games look better on PC than on the Switch.
Well, two things. One, we talked about this last week. I don't care about graphical fidelity. And two, like we said earlier, I'm the Switch guy. I have to keep up my title. Or the Nintendo guy. My bad, Nintendo guy.
I guess so. That's coming April 20th. The Ezio collection from Assassin's Creed is coming out February 17th. I actually played this collection already on PlayStation 3, I think.
I thought the Ezio came... I think it came out on 4.
It might have been 4. One of the PlayStations.
The original games were on 3, but the collection is on 4.
So I played it on 4 then. So it's interesting to see that it's finally coming out to Switch. I feel like that's another one of those collections that, like Skyrim, just keeps getting remade. It wouldn't surprise me if the Ezio collection comes to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And honestly, I don't mind that. The Ezio collection is, for me, putting Black Flag aside, the 3 best Assassin's Creed games. And
you're 100% right.
I'm not, me personally, I'm not a big fan of the direction the franchise has gone since Black Flag. And there's a specific point in Assassin's Creed 3 that made me very frustrated with the franchise. And Black Flag kind of put it back on the right path, I thought. And then Unity came out. I was like, okay, they're gone again. So, and I haven't really been on their path since. I played Origins. I played Odyssey. They were fine. I didn't really like them, though. Not to the extent that I liked the Ezio collection, too. And Black Flag. So, again, I'm not going to get this. I already have it on PlayStation 4. But I am excited to see maybe people who haven't played the Ezio collection before get their chance to play it now. Because it really is an amazing trilogy of games.
That was another one where I saw it, and I'm like, oh, another port that I'd love to play on my Switch, so I'll probably end up with that at some time, because those were just gameplay and story. The Ezio trilogy is just, it's beautiful. It's a pinnacle of Assassin's Creed.
It really is. It should also be noted that anytime there's a port announced, I'm slightly nervous. Especially after the Grand Theft Auto fiasco from last year. So it's possible. I mean, obviously Nintendo wants to keep up a better reputation when it comes to ports, so I imagine that they'll be fine. But there is always the chance that there'll be a bunch of issues with it.
And on that, I should also say that those are games that I'm not gonna get immediately at launch. I'm gonna sit back and wait a few months, maybe till Black Friday when they're cheaper or something. And if they don't run good, that sucks, and I probably won't get them. But I don't know. We'll see. Those are just ones I'm excited to see come into the platform.
Same. Next one, Chrono Cross Remastered is set for release April 7th. Do you have anything to say on that one? I don't either. I've never played it. I played Chrono Trigger on stream one time, and that was interesting.
Wasn't there a princess that was like hitting on you or something?
So I trying to have fun with the game. There's a scene early on where like you're supposed to rescue this princess that's been kidnapped, and when you finally get to her in her room in the tower, this like really weird kind of like attempted romance song starts playing, and she says these lines that could easily be taken out of context and be used sexually, and that's kind of what I was like angling it towards on stream. And so it's literally just me just dying of laughter. I think there's a clip of it. I think you clipped it.
Yeah.
And so
I remember there being a clip. I just couldn't remember the exact context.
And so that's that. But that I have played Chrono Trigger. I have not played Chrono Cross. I don't know if I'm really going to. This one is one that's like very far down on my list. After that, Portal 1 and 2 coming to the Switch, which we've played before on stream together a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago, like my early days of streaming, like mid 2019. but it was fun.
We did?
We did. I remember this because we were with Steven, who was streaming his own thing at the time.
Okay, I was gonna say I remember playing Portal co-op and Steven being there. For some reason I don't remember.
I was streaming Portal 2 with you, and Steven was also streaming, but I think he was writing a script on stream. I think is what he was doing. But yeah, we were all in the same group chat.
I'm sorry, if it wasn't something that happened this last week, I'm not gonna remember it.
Oh no, I'm well aware of your memory loss. So I'm excited. This is another one. I already own Portal 1 and 2 on Steam. I'm not going to purchase this, but for anyone who only has a Switch, it's exciting to see that they'll get the opportunity to play Portal 1 and 2, because they're kind of, the first Portal especially is a revolutionary game with its gameplay and its clever story. And yeah, I'm excited for it, just to be there.
It'll be fun.
After that, cloud versions of every Kingdom Hearts game are out now. Kingdom Hearts is one I haven't played, but I've really wanted to play for a long time, and this might be a jumping off point for that. I'm not entirely sure, but I've been very fascinated with the Kingdom Hearts series, and I'm excited to potentially try it out on Switch.
Yeah.
Even if it is just a cloud version, which kind of sucks. I don't know why you can't just buy it digitally, but that's neither here nor there. Moving back to original games, we have Disney Speedstorm Racing releasing this summer. This one,
that one's going to be free, right?
Yeah, it's a free-to-play. I think it's kind of taking the Rocket League business model, or at least the new Rocket League business model. When I first got Rocket League, it was $20. Now it's free-to-play, which is upsetting, but neither here nor there.
I got mine free with a graphics card.
Oh, you know what, bud? I'm happy for you. But this will be free-to-play with seasons. It seems like it's Disney's attempt to kind of go the Mario Kart route. At least that's kind of what I saw it as. I have no idea if it's going to be successful or not. I know they have plenty of IPs to work with to make it really good. I know they've already said Mickey Mouse is in it, Sully from Monsters Inc. is in it, Jack Sparrow's in it, Mulan's in it. You got all these classic Disney and Pixar characters that are going to be in it, and more will be released over time, along with new maps and whatnot. So I definitely think I'll pick it up when it comes out, since it is free to play. I probably won't be buying the season pass unless there's like some sort of significant reason to do it.
I definitely want to check it out solely on the fact that it's developed by the team that did the Asphalt games, because Asphalt 9, I believe, is the one that's on Switch, is also another free racing game, and that I put a lot of time into that when I found that, because it's a really fun, well-controlled like arcade racer. So it looked like it did, so if it plays similar to that, I'll probably put some good time into it, and we could have some fun like streaming it or something too.
Potentially. It could become a big time streaming game. And that would kind of be the only reason I would get a season pass with it. Yeah, especially if it's free. Well, I think the vast majority, aside from GTA, pretty much all the big games that you stream are free to play. That I can think of. Like the big time ones, the ones that are always in like the top 5. You got GTA, you got Warzone, you got Fortnite, you got Valorant, League of Legends. So Disney Speedstorm Racing. Looking forward to seeing that one.
When does it come out?
All they said was this summer. They don't have a specific release date yet.
Okay.
Next up on the list, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands has a release date for March 25th. That's another one I'm very excited about. I've never played a Kirby game, but this one very much intrigues me. The thing that they really showed off in this trailer that has me even more excited is what they call mouthful mode. And it's basically Kirby ingesting various objects and turning into those objects and having special abilities associated with each object. So an example was he could suck in a vending machine and then he can shoot out soda cans at enemies, which I thought was very funny and clever, and an interesting gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, this game caught my attention when they showed the first trailer. I think it was back at E3. Because typically Kirby is, I believe this is the first actual 3D Kirby game. Because typically it's a 2D game, which isn't super my cup of tea, but I love 3D platformers. So when they were showing this, I'm like, I want to see more on this. This looks exciting. And they definitely got me very interested, so I might be checking that one out closer to launch. I'm not sure.
So the comparison that I would kind of make with this is that it's taking what worked in Mario Odyssey and moving it to Kirby. At least that's kind of what I'm seeing with it. It's taking that sort of design, kind of like how Arceus took a lot from Breath of the Wild in its gameplay.
I might say that it's taking more from the 3D World game, because it did look like it was very open, but at least the parts they were showing did seem semi-linear. Like there was a general path, not just like big open world like the Odyssey ones were. But again,
well, we don't know what we saw though. That could have just been like
fair.
the tutorial.
That's true. So
or the first level or something. It could very much. Having set it in what looks to be an abandoned city, I would hope that it would be very open, because that's a very fascinating setting to have for a Kirby game.
I'll be honest, when it showed the abandoned town at first in the original trailer, part of me was hoping for Last of Us with a Kirby skin.
If Joel just showed up out of nowhere, I'd just be like, shut up and take my money.
For real, dude.
Yeah, so that has a release date of March 25th. I'll be sure to look at that one closely. Next up, and this is one I don't know if you'll care about necessarily, but I care about, Triangle Strategy has a set release date for March 4th. That's the game that famously last year had, I think it went under a different name, and then had a very long playable beta for people to play a demo of it, and then sent feedback, and then they did a lot to the game after receiving the feedback, and now it's coming out as Triangle Strategy, which is basically a spiritual successor to Octopath Traveler.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. That was made by the people from Octopath, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's very much in that same style, and I'm very excited for it, and I hope it does well. It's definitely one that I don't buy games day one. I would definitely probably buy that game soon after day one. I really like turn-based strategy games. Obviously, I grew up playing Pokemon. It's my cup of tea, or it's one of my cups of tea, I would say. I like these games a lot because there is a lot more strategy to it in regards to moving your players around on what's effectively a board. It has a lot of like relations to chess, which I love playing chess as well, and that was a big reason why I was a huge fan of Fire Emblem Three Houses, was because it was sort of that same style of gameplay. And so yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I've never been super into the turn-based strategy games. Like the only one that I've actually gotten into was Mario and Rabbids, which was a very base level introduction to it. And
it is very base level.
I did like that game, and I've been meaning to put more time into it. I think I got to like the 3rd or 4th world. But yeah, that was a fun game. So I might like it. I'd have to go back and play that game and remember how I feel about turn-based strategies.
The other part of this game that I'm excited for is the story. I'm a sucker for different endings. Or I'm a sucker for stories where your decisions in the game heavily impact the story, because it really does sort of give you the impression that you're controlling the story, and it does, I think, add a lot more tension to the choices that you make, sort of like who lives, who dies, who gets what. I really do like that sort of thing. That's one of my I don't know, my kinks. I don't know what you want to call it when it comes to gaming, but I'm excited. That's another reason why I'm excited for this one.
So what you're telling me is you'd be a huge fan of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Is that what Shadow the Hedgehog does?
It does have a thing, yeah, depending on which type of enemy, or which type of enemy you kill more of in each level, it branches off into like 7 or 8 different endings.
Whoa.
It's a bad game though. Don't play it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
I know
not
that
good.
the Sonic series is known for having terrible games.
I mean, this was in an era where 3D Sonic games were good, but Shadow was just not good.
Okay, well, good to know. But like, for example, was like the Telltale games, and this is kind of where my love of it really sprouted when I played the original Walking Dead Telltale game, which was kind of another one of those game-changing moments for me in regards to video games because of the branching story and the different choices you make having different consequences. And so yeah, like I said, I'm very excited for Triangle Strategy and how it's going to turn out. And that is coming out in less than a month, so get ready.
So another thing that happened in this direct was they announced MLB The Show is coming to Switch, which is crazy because that's a Sony published game. So the fact that I can go to the store and buy a Switch game that has Sony on the box, it felt that weird when they did it on Xbox, but now seeing it on Switch too, it's crazy. And the thing that I found kind of interesting about it is that they have cross progression between them. So if I wanted, I don't want to because I don't care about sports, but if I wanted to get MLB The Show on my PS4 and then play it on the go on Switch, it just transfers back and forth. That's really cool, and that's what games need to be doing more of these days. I love that stuff.
Yeah, I think more games will probably go towards that in the future. At the same time, though, video game companies can be greedy.
Yeah.
And they want you to buy several different copies for each different platform, but we'll see what happens with that.
I hope this isn't the only way that Sony's pushing cross progression. I know that
it might be the way they're testing it.
Yeah. Another thing that I thought was interesting was they're bringing Earthbound to Nintendo Switch Online for the Super Nintendo.
I did see that.
Which, again, that's something that I've heard a lot of people begging for a long time. So the fact that, 3 years ago they introduced the Super Nintendo on there, and they're just now getting it, I just found that kind of funny. I'm like, heh. It's just Nintendo doing weird things and not giving people what they want sometimes. It's a thing. That's just
sort of like dangling it in front of them like a carrot.
Yeah. I haven't seen any reactions to this direct, but I imagine there are a lot of people that were going nuts when the Earthbound thing happened.
Probably. I also have not played Earthbound. In fact, I've heard very little about it outside of the playable characters in Smash, Ness and Lucas. So I know very little about the game or what it entails. What I do know is that they are very old games, and that one of them is one of the two that's coming, because there's two of them, released back in 1989, I think, 1990, something like that.
I knew the characters from Smash Bros, but I really know it from like watching channels that are about like video game collecting, because Earthbound Complete in Box is a very, very expensive item to add to your collection, and whenever you see somebody that gets it, it'll be like very prominent on a shelf somewhere where everyone can see, I have Earthbound Complete in Box. And apparently it's a really good game. I'm definitely going to check it out when it launches on NSO, which was that today they came out? Do you remember?
I didn't put it down in my notes, so I don't remember.
I feel like it might have been something else that I was thinking of, but whenever it does drop, I'm definitely going to check it out because I've heard such great things about this game.
We have two things left to go over on this. The first thing I want to talk about is Mario Kart getting 48 new tracks through 2023, which is just an obscene amount of tracks. They really are trying to put this forward as the Mario Kart of the Switch. I don't think they're going to be making another one for this console.
This is the part that I found the craziest. Yeah, they're adding a lot of courses all the way through the end of 2023. And that's going to be really fun. Honestly, when they said that's on the NSO expansion, that was like another thing where it's like, okay, you're leaning me a little bit more towards wanting to buy this, but I'm not there yet. But the thing that got me was like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is obviously a port of the Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U, which came out in 2014, and is still getting paid DLC in 2022 through 2023. Like, that's crazy.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Hell yeah.
And
it's
also, like we discussed, I think last week, it's the highest selling Switch game of all time.
Oh yeah. Why would you make a new one if this one literally is in the top 5 of the NPD every month?
Exactly. And for this pass, I mean, you're basically paying half a game for it. Yeah. Price is $24.99 unless you have the online plus. Then it's free. So
plus is $50 a year. So
yeah, I mean, but you get other stuff with it too. This might be the thing that convinces me to get it.
Same, honestly, same.
That and also them fixing the ports of the games that are on there. Yeah. Oh. Because I remember there was like a disastrous launch with how the state the ports were in.
Yeah, honestly, now the expansion is kind of getting more to a point where I was hoping it would when it launched. Where when it came out initially, it was just like, yeah, here's some 64 Genesis games. Most of the Genesis games you could already play on the Genesis collection that's available on Switch. And the 64 games were buggy, and then they're like, oh yeah, you can get the Animal Crossing DLC for free. I'm like, that's not enough to get $50 from me a year. But now that they're adding Mario Kart stuff, which we do play decently often, I'm kind of tipping more onto the, okay, maybe we do this.
Yeah, maybe.
Still not 100% there yet, though. I feel like they could like throw out one more card that'd be amazing, and I'd be like, okay, you got me now.
And I'm sure they're going to. They're only going to add stuff from here. Mm-hmm. But I saw a post after this online somewhere. I can't remember who posted it. But this was kind of putting into context just how many new maps this is. By the end of 2023, by the end of this booster pack or whatever they're calling it, half of all tracks in the Mario Kart franchise will be available in this game.
Off of my napkin math that I just did in my head, I believe once they finish that, we'll be at almost 90 courses. Because right now you have the 10 cups with 4 courses in each, I believe. And then we're getting 48 more. So that'd be 88 games, or courses that we can run. Which is just mental.
Yeah. There's an absurd amount of maps, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for a lot of the nostalgia-based maps that I'm going to be rolling through all the time, like Choco Mountain.
Oh my god. That wasn't in the first bundle that they're doing, was it?
I mean, it was in their announcement.
But they said a few of the courses that were coming out with the first pack. Did they?
I don't know what's in their first bundle.
Okay.
I just assumed since they talked about it that it was going to be coming in the first bundle.
Bro, Choco was great. I might have to splurge whenever that happens.
Yeah, so we will be waiting with bated breath to see what that entails.
Hell yeah. And
then last, but certainly not least,
oh boy,
in this Nintendo Direct, we have Nintendo Switch Sports. If I'm being honest, I'm shocked it took them this long to do it. Wii Sports, I mean, would you call it a game changer?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It was a game changer. I think it was the most popular game on the Wii, which, I mean, well, disclaimer, it came with the Wii, so that makes sense. But I played that game so much growing up. I have so many fond memories of that game, and I am very excited for this new iteration to finally show up on Switch.
I have 2 things on this. One, just knowing how much of a phenomenon Wii Sports was at the time. My great-grandmother, who was in her late 70s, was telling us about how much fun her and all the other people in her retirement community were having playing bowling down at the whatever center they have there on the Wii, and she was blown away. And secondly, when me and Marshall got our Wii for Christmas, we had all the family over at our house, so we hooked it up to the TV and immediately started playing it. And this is one of my favorite memories from Wii Sports. Was we were playing it, and we were playing baseball, and when the pitchers threw the ball, like, their body bent forward a little bit, and my brother found a comedic timing of using Flarp, which was like a little putty Play-Doh thing, but when you pressed on it, like air bubbles in it would pop, and it sounded like farts. So every time the pitcher would go and he'd bend forward, you'd hear pfft, and we'd all just be dying. It was so much fun.
Knowing your sense of humor, that does not surprise me at all.
Oh yeah. Well, it was Marshall that started it, not me.
No, but you finding it so funny, again, does not surprise me.
Yeah,
the comedic memory I have was in bowling, and in bowling on the Wii, when you would, so you had to press a button to hold on to the bowling ball once you started, and then as you're about to throw it down lane, you release the button. Well, if you release the button on the backswing, the bowling ball goes back towards the crowd, and the crowd does like a wah, and it just spins like crazy. And I mean, my 10-year-old mind just like started dying. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Another thing that was fun about it was how you could use your custom Miis. And they also had the I don't remember what it was called, but they had a shop where you could download Miis that other people had made. So me and my brother filled our Wii up with various different Miis, and we'd go and play baseball and see who had drafted. And when you got a team that had Steve Harvey, an alien, and Jesus on it, it was a great time.
I also had Jesus. Granted, I made Jesus. I don't remember ever taking anyone else's Miis. I just made a lot of my own Miis based on my friends and family, and then also some, mainstay figures like Jesus. And yeah, they would all show up in baseball, and we would just play ball. But this version, unfortunately, at launch will not have baseball, which I was kind of disappointed in. It has bowling, tennis, soccer, badminton, volleyball, and chambara, which is a sword sport from Japan, I believe. It is important to note that at a later date, it will be adding golf for free, which I was excited to see. But I think eventually all the sports will find their way in, boxing and baseball included.
Oh, I am so excited for this. Is gonna be a game I get day one, no questions asked.
I don't know if I will or not. Again, it's a lot of money. Games, like I said, I treat games like an investment. I don't want poor investments. More likely than not, this will be a great game, and it'll be a hot seller. I mean, even if it's not a great game, I'm sure it'll sell very well. But I will definitely, for that one, be keeping a close eye on what people are saying about it, on if it's worth your money or not. And then, yeah, we can just play each other in bowling.
Yeah, I was already like getting super excited as they were showing this, but the moment that literally made me jump out of my chair cheering was when they said it had online play. I'm just like, me and all the boys can get Switch Sports and go at it all night. This is gonna be so much fun, dude. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
Of everything that Nintendo has happening, this is probably the one game that I'm 100% getting this year. 100%.
Yeah. I'm shocked that they didn't save this one.
All the rest, it's like, yeah, I'll probably end up getting it at some point. I'm getting it day one. 100%.
Yeah, like I said, I'm shocked they didn't save this one for last on the Direct, because this was, I think in my mind, this is the bigger game.
Yeah, who cares about Xenoblades? Switch Sports.
Exactly.
I wonder if they're going to do something like the Wii Sports Resort, where they added a crap ton of more stuff to it. Because that was a really fun game, too. Me and my brother loved that one.
Like I said, I'm sure that this will be, like almost every game that comes out nowadays, a continuously evolving game where they just keep adding more stuff to it.
Oh, I hope so, dude. I'm pumped.
Especially if it sells well.
Oh, yeah.
All I can say is I'm shocked it took them this long to put it out, considering we're now into year 5 of the Switch.
Yeah, for real.
And that's all of my notes from the Nintendo Direct. Like I said, I like this Direct more than previous Directs. I'm genuinely shocked they didn't make any comment about Pokemon, considering how much Pokemon's been going on over the past couple months. But I think they're probably going to take a little bit of a break from Pokemon, considering they've released 2 games within a couple months of each other. And although I will say, it wouldn't surprise me if within the next few Nintendo Directs we start to see Arceus DLC come out.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. So we will just have to wait and see on that one. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is this week's segment of So This Happened. Now, me and Cody, for those of you that don't know who are listening, we are Florida men. We reside in Florida. We love Florida. We're proud Florida men. And it does our heart good whenever Florida man is in the news. And we are proud to say that Florida man has indeed returned to the news. From Fox13News.com, Florida man steals car, train sends it crashing into home. Per the article, a Florida man says he jumped from a stolen car seconds before it was hit by a train and set flying into a nearby home. The sleeping residents were unharmed and the man was later arrested. Police said the man claimed he stole the car in a good faith effort to search for his own vehicle after leaving a bar early Saturday in Martin County, around 50 miles northwest Palm Beach. I believe the town was Port St. Lucie.
Oh, okay.
Instead, he got stuck on the railroad tracks in the path of an oncoming train. Now, it didn't say how he got stuck. My question is, how do you get stuck on the railroad tracks of a train if you're on a road? I'm genuinely curious, especially in Florida where it's not snowing. You don't have to worry about ice or anything, and your car just not moving.
It's not like he's driving up a hill and getting stuck at the top. It's pretty flat
exactly.
Here. Especially down south.
Yeah. And now, it's very possible that he just said he was stuck, but in reality, he had stopped it for whatever reason. He said he was looking for his car. I don't know what happened to your car, dude, unless your car got stolen. I mean,
it's also worth noting he came out of a bar at 3 a.m., so he probably wasn't in the right mind.
After the crash, the man tried to steal a forklift from a nearby fruit stand, which he also vandalized. He was arrested after flagging down responding deputies to let them know he was still looking for his car. I really want to know what frame of mind this individual was in to be like, no, guys, it's cool. Stealing a car, stealing a forklift, vandalizing a fruit stand, it's all in pursuit of my own car. How do you justify that?
My next question is, what is a fruit stand doing with a forklift? Are they pushing around that much apples?
Maybe, dude. I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
I don't know what goes down at fruit stands. But this was... So this was part of the article that I thought was really hilarious. So the sheriff's office had... I believe they had some sort of press conference with this story. And one quote that I got that they said from there was, the homeowners were fine, but the explosive sound of a driverless car smashing into the side of their home was clearly jolting.
To say the least.
You can throw that on to the no shit Sherlock list of quotes. But yeah, this is just a fascinating story to me.
A car crashing into a house is very loud. I actually know about this because a house on the corner of the next block over, which is right on a pretty busy road going through our town. A drunk driver late at night ran into the side of their house. There's now actually huge rocks right there where that happened. But
really,
we were at a friend's house that was at the end of the block. We were just hanging out in the driveway and we heard it. It was loud. It was very loud. And when we walked down there seeing what happened, then the cop cars were already rolling up and we're like, oh. And then we got around the corner and saw the back of the car sticking out of the house at an angle. And we're like, oh, something bad happened here. It's crazy. But yeah, it's very loud. I'll attest to that.
But it's also it's the 1-2 punch of it hitting a train, getting hit by a train, and then crashing into a house. Yeah. That's just a crazy coincidence. And I don't know why Florida man is always involved with these crazy events. But I'm glad he is.
We're a special breed down here.
We are. I saw in a headline today saying that Florida man is the world's worst superhero, and I couldn't agree more. At this point, he absolutely is a superhero, and he's the worst one ever.
maybe more of like an anti-hero. Maybe.
It could be an anti-hero. But it's just a fascinating phenomenon to me that it always happens to Florida men.
Still to this day, my favorite one that I've seen was Florida man escapes alligator chase by jumping on the hood of a police car, and they had a picture of the dude like standing on top of the police car, and I recognized parts of the area. I'm like, that's at a park just down the street from my house. It was hilarious.
That's funny. Do you ever do the Florida Man Challenge?
No.
So that was where you would Google Florida Man and then your birthday, and then you would get the first article that pops up. So I did this a couple years ago, and I don't remember exactly what the article, what the headline was, but it was something to the effect of Florida man burns down house while grilling Oreos on his George Foreman grill while naked.
Oh no, hold on. I think I have done this because yeah, I've seen this title before. So for mine, it's Florida man arrested for trafficking cocaine stuffed Lunchables in Ford F-250.
Yeah, that'll do it. And that is all we have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here with us. Like we said before, you can find this podcast on YouTube and on Spotify. On YouTube, it is under my YouTube channel, RJFoxtrot. On Spotify, you can just search for Slightly Amusing, and hopefully it's one of the first ones to pop up. You can find me on Twitch under RJFoxtrot. You can also find Cody on Twitch under Buglies, and you can also find him on YouTube under Buglies. Join us February 19th when we'll be doing a special birthday stream on the Buglies channel.
Yep, starting at 5 p.m. Also, stay tuned to the YouTube channel that morning to catch the video and the big secret. Keep it in suspense. I love it.
I don't even know what the secret is.
Big things are happening. Big things are happening. Boy. It's going to be a great day.
I'm excited. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Ryan. He's Cody. We hope you've been slightly amused, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Shit.